So in soccer, the other football, those are the guys you do to again when they park the bus, like for them to move the bus. That's who you'd use. Anyways, though, yeah, we got some safeties today. This is obviously a position that has some pretty fun guys, a lot of hard hitters. But yeah, preseason's going on tonight. Don't forget about that. And with that, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Fun NFL. Please like and subscribe. Hope y'all are ready for this 2026 edition of the safety tier list as we continue on here through tier week. Again, we just basically covered the entire secondary in 2 days. Absolutely crazy like that. But again, if you have not watched previous tier rankings, I do go recommend watching the other ones. But again, we're on a safety today. This is obviously a position with some pretty damn good players. I think it's a little bit less talented than cornerback, but still we got some really fun guys to get through in this one. Less players, thank God. But we'll still be going through everything here. Again, if you have any gripes, any what the hell was that sort of moments, go put in the comment section down below, guys. I'm ready for them. Definitely some interesting ones on the last couple. But anyways, again, big news on the Rams side of things. My team. I've been pretty biased, if I'm not going to lie. But big news on their side, that being that, this is also my tier list. So if you have any gripes, I am the one who made this one. But on top of that, with the Rams, they traded back for Tutu Atwell. With the reason for it, I mean, I guess more receiver depth. I can't really complain. He won us a game versus the Colts last year. Was he a bust with us? Kind of, he was a second-round pick, but at the same time, I mean, more the merrier, I guess. Jarquez Hunter's gone. He wasn't particularly great during preseason. He might have got cut. I don't really know what the hell the Dolphins were doing. I don't really know if the Dolphins would have even used Tutu Atwell, so I guess that's not a good sign. But anyways, he's really fast, so I'm happy he's back. All right, let's get into this thing. We'll start with the Bills safeties. They obviously have Cole Bishop, Damar Hamlin, who I don't know why he's that far down. And then another guy that's just not clicking in my head. Again, more than cornerback, I truly, other than, again, the nickels that play safety, that are designated safeties, I really tried to keep these at safety. I don't know why C.J. Gardner-Johnson was in the last one, but he's a safety. Cole Bishop and Geno Stone. Cole Bishop, for me, is going to go in B tier. He's a really solid tackler as we get this thing started. For the Bills last year, he had kind of a big-time season. If you looked at him at Utah, you weren't, again, too concerned about his overall coverage capabilities. That really was kind of an issue for him last year. There were definitely some games where he had, especially in zone, where he just didn't look as comfortable. In man, though, he actually stuck with it, which was good. Full Sphere starting. Cole Bishop had a really solid season. Then you have Geno Stone, who obviously led the league in picks a couple years ago. He got a pretty sizable contract from the Bengals in the 2 years there. It just simply didn't work out. He was really bad in coverage just overall. There were a lot of plays where he wasn't able to close out on the ball, on top of the fact that there were other moments where, especially in man coverage, where he just got picked on. This is a guy in Geno Stone that is very instinctive, so there is at least something there. But for me, Geno Stone's just not a guy I can really trust consistently. I'm going to put him in C tier. I don't think he's a terrible player, just the fact that he has not been a productive, playable safety since he left Baltimore. Then you have Damar Hamlin, who I'll also put in C tier. Again, you can pick your reasons why he's here, but he's also here for the fact that he is solid backup. And again, he's a guy that does get consistent playing time. That's kind of the only reason I put him in here, to be honest, though. Anyways, though, who do we got here? This is somebody on the fence. This is Dante Trader. He's going in C tier. I don't really like Dante Trader at all. I'll be honest with you guys. He is a boring player to watch. He's kind of a true box safety in really every way you can slice it. If he can get to the freaking Dolphins at some point. Yeah, we're getting to it. But yeah, as I mentioned, Dante Trader is kind of like any way you sort of slice it sort of guy when it comes to that. And he's obviously not going to be doing a ton of coverage for y'all. If this can just stop having AIDS. Anyways, though, not to have anyone who has AIDS. Please seek treatment immediately. But yeah, last year he got a consistent amount of playing time. Again, he's just a freaking box safety, guys. There's really not much else to it. What the hell are we doing? Oh, we're so geeked. I'm going to get off of that. What's our memory on this? Holy shit. That makes sense. Anyways, though, I'll try not to switch tabs as much. Who do we got here? Grant Delpit. He's going in short A tier. Grant Delpit's one of the more versatile safeties in football. The only gripe I have about him is the fact that, again, in coverage, he's not really the most consistent, but just overall, he can basically play anywhere for you, and just in terms of just an overall playmaking capability, he's right there. Just the fact he's not really the most consistent. I think there are times where he does get kind of, I think, overused, and that kind of hurts his overall potential there. Who do we have this? This dude, who is this? This is Ronnie Hickman. Yeah, Ronnie Hickman's going in B tier, really good range. The only thing about him is that he is not a competent tackler in the open field, and that's something that has been an issue throughout his career. But again, you get really, really high ceiling in terms of it, what you're going to get out of him. Down the field. So that, again, there's a lot of good things with Ronnie Hickman there. They do have Amanda McNeil-Warren, who is a rookie I'll put in B tier. I think he's gonna have a really solid season. Obviously, coming out of the combine, everyone was like, what the hell happened? But this guy was one of the basically the best playmaker in the secondary coming out of the draft. Really, the only thing that's again holding him back was that combine performance, and also the fact that he does have some competition concerns. But still, Amanda McNeil-Warren was my second best safety in the class, and there's really no reason he can't have a solid season. Now we go to the Ravens dudes. We obviously have Malachi Starks. What is it called? Kyle Hamilton, and then freaking Jalen Hawkins. I don't want to screw this up, though. I think is this Hawkins? Yeah. Hawkins is going to go in B tier. I'm not the biggest fan of my, what is it called, Jalen Hawkins, just to be honest with y'all. He kind of, like, icked me, as stupid as that sounds, with the Falcons for those couple years. Then he went to New England last year. Low-key balled out. He literally stole Julius Peppers' job. There's no other way to put it. He had a phenomenal season, though. I think, again, he's a really solid player. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I just don't like the way he plays. That's just my opinion, though. Malachi Starks is going in C tier. He absolutely blew last year for a rookie. I mean, he had really high expectations. Just in terms of, again, on overall floor. He was probably even worse than that floor, though, to be honest with you guys. There's a lot of work he's got to do. But he's still obviously a very talented player. They're the best safety in football, and Kyle Hamilton. If you don't think he is the best safety in football, I guess you could say he's not, again, the best cover safety in football. But even then, it's like he legitimately is the only reason that Ravens defense worked last year. Anyways, yeah, he's obviously the best safety in the league. I mean, there's really nothing else to say there. Jesus. Up next, we have another guy, Steelers. This is Sean Elliott. You bet. Sean Elliott's going to be B+ tier. He's been a really talented player for a really long time. He's not always the most reliable, though, in terms of obviously staying on the field. He's had some major injury issues throughout his career, but the guy absolutely balls out. And again, there's some plays in tape where it's a little questionable, but other than that, I mean, he's obviously a really good player. Daquan Brisker is going to be tier. He's a solid player. Obviously, the Bears weren't too sad to see him leave. Still, though, he is a guy that I think is a little bit underrated in the grand scheme of things. There's definitely some plays where he obviously gets beat over the middle, which is annoying, but other than that, there's really not much you can kind of criticize him on because of the fact that he doesn't really give up big plays. Then you also have A.J. Halsey and Cam Bynum. A.J. Halsey, he is a very fun guy to watch. He's a little bit stiff in coverage. But other than that, there's really not too many bad things with him. He's very, very good at meeting the guy in the gap, as well as the fact that he takes on blocks. Probably better than most of the guys in this list, at least coming out of the draft. So good for Halsey there. It'll be interesting to see how he adjusts in terms of, again, the overall speed of the game there. And then obviously you have Cam Bynum. He has a hilarious picture. I want to put him in A tier, guys. I just don't know if he's quite there. There's just some times in coverage where he's limited in terms of what I really think he can do. I think he had a better overall year than 2024 with Minnesota. Obviously, he had some times back. Was it 2021, his rookie season, where he kind of, no, it was really 2022, where he kind of got absolutely cooked, get like 9 touchdowns or something. But since then, he's gotten more and more respectable in coverage. He's turned into a really reliable player. Just for me, there's some points where I can't quite even put him in A tier, just in terms of the overall talent there. Now we have another dude. This is the freaking Dolphins dude. This is this Ethan Bonner? It is. He's going in C tier. I think Ethan Bonner is a really technically sound player just overall. There's a lot of games where you just, again, consistently see him making, again, good approaches on tackles and things of that nature. Why is that Zane Anderson? Fuck, it is Zane Anderson. I kind of forgot about that. Well, in that case, we got a D tier here. My bad. I don't know why. Again, Ethan Bonner's played a little bit of safety. Sorry about that. But this is yeah, okay, bro. I'm so confused. Zane Anderson, I'm gonna be confused. I'll be honest. Jesus, I'm very confused why he's starting. Just to be honest with you guys, Michael Tabb is not a good guy you want to see in coverage really at all, but he's at least a competent run defender. Even like Lonnie Johnson, again, who's a vet. Zane Anderson, again, he's a special teamer. I really don't know why he's here. He's fast enough, but like he's not a guy who's strong over the middle of the field really at all in terms of zone and closing on routes. So we'll see what happens there. Might be a short experiment. No, that's not right. I don't know what the hell the Jags are doing. Sorry about this, guys. Jags now, we have Eric Murray and Antonio Johnson. Eric Murray's going to go in C tier. He is a very up-and-down player, kind of a boomer bust guy. And, again, there's a lot more busts than boom sometimes. Still, though, I think he's a solid enough player. Then you have Antonio Johnson, we'll put in B tier. He's a frustrating guy to watch. He's probably the Jaguars' best overall player in the secondary. The biggest issue with him is the fact that you just don't really know what's going to happen on a down-and-down basis. There's some games where he just simply is reading the field so well and is, again, using his instincts. Other games he's not as comfortable and he kind of just like farts or something, and that kind of is his game. So, yeah, it's not like he's, again, a guy who has a really low floor. It's just the fact that there's some games where he just isn't there, which, again, sometimes is good, but usually isn't. So I need to see more consistency out of Antonio. Now we go to the Texans. Texans dudes, this first dude, like I'm not gonna lie, guys, this is bad. Reed Blankenship, B tier. You could put him in. No, I'll put him in B plus. Reed Blankenship's a really solid player. Then you have what's his name? Kalen Bullock. He's gonna go in honestly B plus as well. Kalen Bullock's probably one of the more overrated players in football, in my opinion. Or I guess underrated because no one really knows who he is. But Kalen Bullock, just by the numbers, it's kind of ridiculous that those numbers are what kind of show up there. I'm not gonna act like he's a particularly like again. But again, just his numbers overall, like the passer against that really his entire career has just been ridiculous. He is not a guy that consistently makes enough, at least in terms of he doesn't show enough on tape for me to really think that he's that good. And what I mean by that is there's just some plays in zone where he isn't either closing on the boundary or he's not decisive. That's probably the best way to put it. Sometimes he plays safe, which I like, but there's some other points I'm like, that's got to be a pass breakup. That has to be a tackle there. He just doesn't make it. So it's like that sort of thing going on with him. Just kind of like a little bit here and there. It's the sort of thing. Then you have Jalen Petrie. He's going in A tier. He's technically a nickel, but I mean, he does everything. Last year was probably his best overall season in coverage. Again, only played 14 games, but my goodness, he had himself a season. Really the only problem I think in his game is there are times, especially in zone, where again, because his length isn't really the greatest, he kind of is limited in what he can do. But other than that, there's really nothing that in his game that's kind of a huge issue at the moment, or of note. Now we have Amani Hooker and the other dude on the Titans who, he's there, but is he doing a lot? Debatable. That obviously being Kevin Winston. Hooker's going in B tier. Amani Hooker's been there forever. Again, he's kind of just trapped there. He's been a solid player his entire career. I don't think he's quite been as good as he was way back in 2021 and since then, but he's been, again, very consistently good, consistent. There we go, for a while. This is Kevin Winston. He's going in C tier. He's a really good tackler, positive run defender, but he is not going to give you really anything of note in coverage. Then Toana Funga and Brand Jones. Funga is going to go in B plus tier. He's just a straight up playmaker. Obviously in coverage, he's kind of a liability, but he makes so many plays against the run and just so physical. Brand Jones is going B tier. He's your prototypical free safety. I will say he's a little bit more. I don't even say physical. He's just way more. He's a little more apt in. Against the run, but there's just some points from like in coverage or again, especially in man, he kind of gets outmatched. But that's another story for another day. Derwin James, most casual take, he's obviously an S tier safety. This might be Andre Cisco. He's going in B tier. I think he's a little bit overhated at times right now, but he's obviously a good player. This is Elijah Molden, if I'm not mistaken. He's going in B plus tier. He's gotten better and better really ever since he moved to the Chargers from the Titans. He's a very good player. Chiefs made the right move moving on from Alohi Gilman, who obviously had a breakout 2023, and we'll just mention him. He's going in B tier. Alohi Gilman, obviously, he was like a top 10 safety in 2023 at that free safety spot. He had a really, really good season. Really just overall, he was just making so many plays downfield. 2024, and he had a little bit more responsibility in the box. I think that kind of hurt him in terms of what his one high hunter ability looked like. And then last year, kind of an up and down season in a lot of ways. Obviously got traded to Baltimore. Had a better year there, but overall, just still hasn't really gotten quite back to the heights of him being around here in 2023. But still, I think he's obviously a really solid player. Then next to him, you have, I don't want to screw this up, Shamari Connor, maybe. Is he still starting? I think he is, right? Yeah, he is. Shamari Connor, for me, is also going to be tier. He's a really just such a solid guy in terms of plugging up a gap. And also just a lot of plays in terms of gap control where he does a really good job of making up for some of the deficiencies we saw from that D-line last year. Now we have Trayvon Moehrig and someone else who is definitely going to work out well here. Yeah, we have Isaiah Paul and Jeremy Chin. My bad. I forgot that Trayvon Moehrig's gone. That's a casual take. Anyways, though, Jeremy Chin, he'll go in B plus tier. Again, he's been up and down in terms of what we've seen from year to year. Last year was definitely a better year overall. Just the uptick in the plays he made were definitely there. Obviously, Commanders 2024 was kind of a weird year for him. Again, rookie season with Panthers is that's something else. Then you have Isaiah Paul Mal put in C tier. He's low-key losing a battle right now to the backup. What is his name? That's who I was thinking of. What is it called? Stooks, who I'm not the biggest fan of coming out of the draft, but Stooks is, he's obviously an inexperienced guy, but just overall in terms of the potential we're seeing, Isaiah Paul is not looking good. He's a decent guy in terms of range. He's got really good hip fluidity, but it really doesn't play a lot into his actual game, which is just kind of bizarre, but that's what we got going on. Now we're on to the Commanders, who I'm just not going to really even attempt to try to go name to faces there. Yeah, we got Nick Cross, Jeremy Reeves, and Quan Martin. Nick Cross obviously has had better years than last year. I'll still put him in B tier, though, because he just consistently makes plays. But there are times where he gets picked on. Jeremy Reeves is going to B plus tier. He is probably the most technically sound safety we're going to look at today. He is a really good tackler. And just in the open field, he's never really going to give up a lot of yardage. His yak yardage against last year was ridiculously low. Obviously, he's not the most talented guy in coverage. That's why he's not. Again, he hasn't started really at any point in his career. But for a guy who was a first-team All-Pro special teamer, Jeremy Reaves has turned into an absolute hell of a player. I still don't think just in coverage, there's some limitations with him. But this dude's an absolute dog. He understands leverage better than anyone that I've ever seen, at least on this team. But yeah, Jeremy Reaves is an absolute dog. Quan Martin's going in D tier. He's been sucked absolute monkey dick since what is it called? Divisional game against the Lions where he had the pick 6. He was really bad last year. He had a lot of volume in terms of his play, but I mean, I don't know why he didn't get benched, to be honest with you guys. Now we got Caleb Downs. I don't know why Minka's here. We'll do Minka. Minka's a B+. I still think Minka's a very capable player. Is he as good as he was in, I don't know. Minka's low-key, he's had a really weird career, guys, in terms of what we've seen on tape. But last year, I'll just say it was a better year, but again, he's a good player. Jalen Thompson, B tier. He's been a solid safety his entire career. Has never really been able to cover. That's part of the reason the Cardinals, I want to say, got rid of him. But again, for being a supplemental draft pick, what the hell? But yeah, Jalen Thompson, he's a really solid safety. Again, great run defender. Just fact in coverage, he's kind of useless. Malik Hooker is going to be B+ tier. He's definitely the most talented guy in the secondary for the Cowboys. Yeah, Caleb Downs, I'm going to be honest, just straight up with you guys. I think he'll have one of the better rookie seasons we've ever seen from a guy in the secondary. Cornerback is really, really hard to play at that high of a level. I think if you have a cornerback that even plays remotely towards a Pro Bowl level, which obviously also Pro Bowl got canceled. Don't forget about that. But you look at, again, I think if you can play remotely like that, that should be categorized as an A tier season for any guy. Again, a cornerback, it should be Defensive Rookie of the Year. But for a safety, a guy like Caleb Downs, who should definitely be in the running for that what is called award, he should be in an A tier. I think that's the level he'll play at. Again, extremely high expectations, but guys, he's the best safety prospect we've seen. He's even better than Kyle Hamilton was coming out. Now go to some Eagles dudes here. Obviously, they don't have, again, the most established duo here, that being Marcus Epps and Andrew Makuba. Marcus Epps, get the fuck out of my face. He's a backup. I really don't know why they decided to go with him. They're like, yeah, we don't want to reset Reed Blankenship. Let's go with a guy who is worse and cheaper. And I mean, I guess the cheaper part's good, but it's not going to work out for y'all. Makuba, I'll put in B tier. That might be a little bit early. He wasn't awesome last year, but overall he just has great energy, guys, and there's just a lot of times on tape I'm like, yeah, there's just not many guys that are making the plays that he is. But same time though, again, he definitely has his moments, we'll say that. Giants obviously have Javon Holland and yeah, that guy for sure. Who is it? Freaking what are we doing? What's the other dude here? Tyler Nubin. Tyler Nubin's a frustrating guy to watch. I'll put him B tier. Javon Holland's gotten consistently worse since he's joined the Giants. Really look at Javon Holland's career up to this point. Obviously, he's a really underrated draft pick back in 2021. Had a really nice rookie season. Had his best year in 2022. 2023, coverage-wise, definitely took a decrease in his overall play, but obviously the injury, which didn't really seem to help him in 2024, where he didn't have that great of a year. It's on a decent deal with the Giants. Really wasn't too amazing, again, for his level of play. He's such an athletic guy. Again, it just doesn't show up on tape the way I need it to, so I'm going to put him in B tier. Obviously, that makes Javon Holland B tier. What the hell? But guys, he legitimately has been kind of just an okay player for a couple years now. Then go to the Bears. We obviously have Dylan Thieneman. I'll put him in B tier, whereas yeah, Amanda McLaurin. Same sort of thing. I just think Amanda McLaurin's a little bit more of a playmaker. Still, though, Thieneman's going to be that free safety there. He's going to be playing a lot of one high. We'll see how much he can, live up to that in terms of that role there. Now we're on to, what the hell is his name? Is this Kobe Bryant? I think it is. Kobe Bryant, for me, is going to go in B+ tier. I think that's definitely not him. But we'll check just for namesake. Obviously, he's out the season or a while. Yeah, Cam Lewis, what the hell? This might be Xavier Woods. I don't even know who this is, guys. Xavier Woods is going in D tier. He's sucked, again, like I said, monkey dick for a while. If that's Cam Lewis, again, it really doesn't matter. They don't have a free safety right now, or a strong safety, technically. I don't really know why. It's weird what's going on there. Who's this? That would be nice to know who this guy is. The AI is helping. That is Xavier Woods. So who the hell is this dude? Where'd I put him? Is this Kobe Bryant? I'm actually so confused. Cam Lewis. Yeah, he goes here. Anyways, though, Xavier Woods is also in D tier. He's been bad for a while. Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph are right in S tier. I don't care. They didn't really play at all last year. That's the best safety duo in football, guys. I mean, there's really nowhere to put him. Kirby Joseph, he's probably the most instinctive and just rangy safety in football. He obviously doesn't have the greatest technique, and, man, he's very undisciplined at times. But he recovers so well, and just over the middle as a one-high guy, you can't really beat him. And obviously, Brian Branch is legitimately a cornerback who hits like a freaking, I don't even know. He's like a freaking semi-truck out there. Those two, though, are an absolute, elite duo. If they were healthy last year, that defense might have been, not awful. Anyways, though, now we're on to the freaking this dude for the Patriots. What do we got? Craig Woodson. I like Craig Woodson. He's a guy coming to the draft. I'm like, that's a true free safety right there. But he's not a guy that has consistently been able to adjust to making plays on the ball. And for that reason, it's just kind of hard to move him above here just because he's giving up that yardage consistently. Now we have, I know these dudes. I just don't. Oh, Javon Bullard. There we go. Evan Williams had a rough year last year after a really good what is it called? Rookie season? Or, well, I don't even know. What is he? Third year now? I think this is his fourth year, something like that. Evan Williams is a confusing dude. Obviously, coming out of the draft, everyone's like, who the hell is this dude? He had a really fun rookie season. Last year, got, again, full run. Coverage-wise, he was not great. I'm going to still put him in high B tier. I like this guy a lot. He's an absolute dog. He also hits like a freaking semi-truck. You could put him in B+ tier if you really wanted to. I just need to see at least a remotely usable guy in zone to actually be able to put him higher. And, man, he was physical. He's just not a guy that can consistently cover these guys laterally. Xavier McKinney's in S tier. He's probably the best cover safety in football. Honestly, yeah, he's better than Kyle Hamilton. But it really doesn't matter, though, because, like, Kyle Hamilton's that good. But still, Xavier McKinney's an absolute monster. He's been like that for a while. Was he as good as he was in his first year in Green Bay? No, but it doesn't really matter. No, the tape was just as good. Javon Bullard, he's going to go in C tier. I don't like Javon Bullard at all. Obviously, he's going to be a guy that is very he's got to be sought after in coverage just because of his versatility. He has really good range as well. But against the run, he's just not really doing a ton for me. He gets washed out a lot. I need to see more out of that guy. Now going to the Vikings, guys. They obviously have, again, overhauled their entire secondary. Josh Metellus and, Theo Jackson will be taking a crack out of here. Josh Metellus I'll put in B tier. He's probably the most versatile player in the entire NFL. They had him playing freaking D-line for all you know. Is he really that good as a true safety? Not really, but with all he does and the fact that he is overall a well-rounded player, I'll put him in B tier. Another Theo Johnson, he'll go in C tier. He's an unproven guy. He does have really good physicality and length to go against, honestly, tight ends. It's just the fact that he is not a guy that's consistently played or has shown me any really capability to consistently be able to fit the run. But that, anyways, really doesn't matter what's going on there. Antoine Winfield, and what's the other dude they got going on here? Who's his partner? Not really, but yeah. Who's the guy next to him? Oh, this is Tyke Smith. He had a really good season. I'll put him in B tier. I want to put him in B+. I just don't... I don't think he's quite there, but Tyke Smith's a really good player. Antoine Winfield, obviously, S tier. He didn't have the greatest year last year. Loki hasn't really been that awesome since 2023, but Antoine Winfield's Antoine Winfield. What is called Jesse Bates, also an S tier. Is he, again, like I said, the greatest safety in the world? Not truly, but he's a really good player. Obviously, he had his best year back in 2023. Next to him will be this dude on, he'll be out there. Not a ton, but he'll definitely be out there. This is Xavier Watts. He had an interesting rookie season. Other than the pick six he had against the Rams, Loki was shit, so I'll put him in C tier. There were just a lot of games where he just got burned. Again, a lot of these other guys haven't really said that about, but like, it was noticeable last year. We got Mo Rig. What is this? Freaking Kevin Byard and what? Who else is in that secondary? The Panthers have an absolute mess going on over there. Kevin Byard's on Patriots, right? Something like that. Nick Scott. Mo Rig's going in B tier. He's a really solid player. He's been that his entire career. Kevin Byard's going in B+ tier. He makes too many plays, but he's obviously washed. And you also have Nick Scott's going in C tier. He's basically a backup. Now for the Saints, is Justin Reed still there? I don't think he is. Justin Reed. Where are you at, bro? Where are you at? Oh, he is on the Saints. Yeah. That's what I thought. We got Justin Reed, Julian Blackman, and Jonas Sanker. Breed's going in B tier. He is not getting coverage, but he can kick, so that's all that matters. What? Julian Blackman's going in D tier. He sucks. And then you have Sanker. He's going in C tier. Solid slot option, really physical. Budda Baker, A tier. I really honestly refuse to put, again, he's a top 10 safety, but I refuse to put him in S tier because of the fact that he really his entire career, again, he got even worse in coverage last year, guys. As much as you're like, oh, Budda Baker, why the hell is he still on the Cardinals? All this and that. That defense could have been at least somewhat more respectable if that guy actually gave a shit in coverage or just simply could, do something. There's a lot of places you're just basically filling open space. It's like, why are you out there? The grass can do that. But so he's there. This is Andrew Winger's going in D tier. Cool, this dude's, I guess, making plays out there. I'm so done with that guy, to be honest with you guys. They got the two Niners safeties. Neither of these dudes I'm really too fond of. I think the Niners really should, they should have kept Solano Funko. They have Jerry Brown and Malik Mustafa. Jerry Brown's D tier. I'm so done with that dude. I don't really think he's good at all. Then you obviously have Malik Mustafa put in B+ tier. Kind of disappointing year from last year. I thought he was going to have a breakout year. Never really came to fruition. Obviously had some injury issues last year, only playing 12 games. He's really rangy. It's just the fact that there's a lot of times when it comes to actually getting on the boundary, he really never actually makes his way over there. Now we got a bunch of Rams here. First we'll start out with, I think this is Cam Kitchens, right? I think that's who we're doing here. I think it is. We'll just say Cam Kitchens. He's B tier, one of the better playmaker or consistent playmakers of the position. Obviously, he's a little bit more limited in coverage, but I really don't care with all the plays he makes. Cam Curls in B+. He is one of the more dynamic run-stuffing safeties in football. In coverage, he's frustrating to watch, but he still makes plays. Really good instincts as well. Now we get some Bengals. I don't really know how that kind of, came and went here. They've got Jordan Battle and Brian Cook. I don't know who this is then. Who the hell is this dude? Who is this guy? What are we doing here? Jordan Battle. Okay, he's here. Beach here. He's okay. I don't watch enough of his tape to really, care about him, to be honest with you guys. This is Quentin Lacobe and Beach here. I think he's a little bit overrated in the Rams last year. There were definitely some games where like, oh shit, if we had this dude, we would have won games. But honestly, guys, when he was injured, we were fine. But he's obviously a solid player, and don't get injured. But still, you get the point. He's a good player. Seahawks. What do we have? Julian Love, a bunch of bullshit. I'll be honest, guys, I don't really know. The Seahawks safety room is kind of it's a group of people, I'll say that. Ty Akota, yeah, he's a freaking special teamer. Like, why are we here? Julian Love's an A tier. I'm pretty confident with that. He really just doesn't make mistakes. And then they come out of Warrior, who also put an A tier. He's probably the most talented guy in that group. There's really no reason he can't. You could argue yeah, he's probably a top 10 safety right now. Speaking of that, let's make our top 10 safety list. We have 1, 2, 3, again, in no order here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Honestly, I'd probably make that to be pretty nuts. That's my top 10 right there. Anyways, I'll get to 2 Bengals guys left. For whatever reason, they're just chilling back here. We got Kyle Duggar. I think I put in here too, right? Yeah, Kyle Duggar just kind of sucks at this point. I'll put him in C tier. He's still pretty talented. Brian Cook's going in B tier, really pushing B plus. He had a big time contract. He had a really nice season last year. I still don't think though he's again the main part of your defense, which I kind of need. These guys are all play. Like, there's times where they're, like, literally the focus, and I don't really think Brian Cook has ever really been that. Just from what I've seen in terms of schematically, and that's kind of going to happen for me to really put him up there. But, hey, he's a really good player, so that's good, too. That's all I have here for this safeties, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this list. Again, like I said in the beginning, if you have any issues with this, please comment in the comment section down below. Go put it there. Again, whatever you need to for this list. That's my tier list for the 2026 safeties. That's all I have for y'all here, and see ya for a pretty bigger position tomorrow.
It's on 3rd and 10. He is smothered. Give Mack and Bilal Nichols, the rookie, credit.